The Royal Military College of Canada, RMC, or RMCC, is the military college of the Canadian Armed Forces, and is a degree-granting university creating military officers. RMC was established in 1876 and is the only federal institution in Canada with degree-granting powers. The Royal Military College of Canada Degrees Act, 1959 empowers the college to confer degrees in arts, science, and engineering. Programs are available at the undergraduate and graduate levels on-site through traditional studies and by distance learning through the Division of Continuing Studies. Located on Point Frederick, a 41-hectare peninsula in Kingston, Ontario, the college is a blend of older, historic buildings and modern academic, athletic, and dormitory facilities. Officer cadets are trained in academics, officership, athletics, and bilingualism. Mission statement: the Royal Military College of Canada prepares officer cadets for a career in the profession of arms and continues the development of other Canadian Armed Forces members and civilians with interest in defense issues. RMC provides programs and courses of higher education and professional development to meet the needs of the Canadian Armed Forces and the Department of National Defence. Those able to gain admission to this institution will belong to a tight-knit community of peers that encourages alumni prosperity and enrichment. Responsibilities: RMC is responsible to provide a university education in both official languages in appropriate disciplines designed on a broad base to meet the unique needs of the Canadian Armed Forces, develop qualities of leadership in officer cadets, develop the ability to communicate in both official languages for officer cadets, develop a high standard of physical fitness, stimulate an awareness of the ethic of the military profession, conduct research activities in support of RMC and to meet the needs of defense research agencies. Priorities: the RMC priorities are to build high-quality, world-class programs in areas of importance to the Canadian Armed Forces and to Canada, to promote national and international collaborations and partnerships, to promote interdisciplinary cooperation. Academics: the RMC mission is to educate, train and develop officer cadets for leadership careers of effective service in the Canadian Armed Forces, the Royal Canadian Air Force, the Royal Canadian Navy and the Canadian Army. For most students under the ROTP, education is free and a monthly salary is paid which meets incidentals. The courses are offered both on-site and by distance learning in both official languages, English and French. After graduation, officers are to give 2 months of service for each subsidized month of education. RMC offers 19 undergraduate programs in arts, science and engineering. RMC offers 34 graduate studies opportunities, including 14 doctorates, in addition to the Faculty of Arts, Engineering, and Science. The Division of Continuing Studies offers undergraduate and graduate-level programs including the Officer Professional Military Education program. The Department of Applied Military Science offers a graduate-level program, the Land Force Technical Staff program and an undergraduate, community college-level program, the Army Technical Warrant Officers program. All undergraduate students are required to complete the core curriculum, which is designed to provide a balanced liberal arts, science, and military education. The core curriculum consists of economics, psychology, mathematics, English, calculus, military history of Canada, chemistry, Canadian history, physics and civics. Cadets can choose to specialize in aeronautical engineering, chemical engineering 1965 to 1981, 2001, chemical and materials engineering 1992 to 2001, computer engineering 1983, civil engineering 1965, electrical engineering 1965 and mechanical engineering 1965. Engineering and management was offered. 1972 to 1995. Engineering physics was offered 1975 to 1995, and fuels and materials engineering were offered 1982 to 1991. Engineers provide support to deployed operations and domestic installations. RMC was the first college in Canada to train engineers. Physics, chemistry, computer science, mathematics and space science are offered by the Faculty of Science. The Faculty of Science, in conjunction with the Faculty of Arts, also offers 3 joint honors degrees: computer science and business administration, chemistry and psychology, and space science and military and strategic studies. The science programs are relevant to occupations in both the Canadian Armed Forces and the civilian sector. Students pursuing a Bachelor of Arts gain practical communication and critical thinking skills, as well as specialized, hands-on experience in their chosen field: English, French, economics, political science, history, business administration, military theory, military strategy studies. Military psychology and leadership are offered by the Faculty of Arts. Tuition fees at the undergraduate level vary from $2,780 $3,710 for Canadian undergraduate students and $2,780 $3,165 for Canadian graduate students. The tuition fees for international students vary from $8,750 $9,000 for undergraduate students and $6,200 $6,700 for graduate students. The lower tuition amounts are for the arts and sciences programs, while the higher amounts are for the engineering programs. Because of commitments of military service following graduation, education is free for most on-campus undergraduates. These officer cadets also receive an additional monthly salary. Funding has been put in place to support civilian students who are eligible for admission to the master's and doctoral programs to work alongside graduate students who are members of the Canadian Armed Forces. Awards are granted to outstanding cadets. Awards are granted to outstanding alumni centers and institutes. The research at RMCC focuses on areas of direct and indirect benefit to the Department of National Defense. More than 90% of the research at RMC is defense-related. RMC conducts both academic and contracted research on electrical and computer engineering, physics, chemistry, chemical engineering and environmental engineering, civil engineering, mechanical engineering, international security, governance and the economics of defense. Some research involves the Institute for the Environment as well as nuclear research. Both members of the Canadian Forces and civilian students are eligible for admission to the master's and doctoral programs. Funding has been put in place to support both military and civilian students. Rank: all students in the cadet wing are officer cadets. Although there is an internal hierarchy of positions known as bar positions, due to the simple metal bars worn on college uniforms to indicate who is holding them, bar positions are meant to loosely resemble the structure of an infantry battalion, with a variety of duties. Squadrons of the cadet wing. The undergraduate student body, known as the cadet wing, is subdivided into 13 squadrons of approximately 70 college cadets each. Each squadron is subdivided into 3 flights, with each flight further subdivided into 3 sections. The squadrons are led by senior cadets under the guidance of the squadron commander. Note: the dates given are for the current organization of the wing and does not include former squadrons or the same squadrons under different names. For example, one squadron was the first squadron at RMC, meaning one squadron has existed since the college's founding in 1876, but has only been known as Hudson Squadron since 1948. In 2007, a former squadron of the Royal Military College St. John, Joliet Squadron, was stood up at RMC as 13 Squadron. The squadron was named in honor of Louis Joliet, with its first-year flight, Good Flight, named after Herman James Good, a Victoria Cross recipient from the 13th Battalion, CEF. The squadron was stood down in May 2012. Training plans. There are several full-time admission options for an education at RMCC. ROTP. The regular officer training plan is a conditional scholarship offered to selected applicants. In addition to a university education, officer cadets receive military training, occupation training and second language training and a career after graduation. The full-time salary includes full dental care, as well as vacation with full pay. Upon successful completion of ROTP, officer cadets are awarded a university degree and granted commissions as officers in the Canadian Forces. Normally, graduates serve at least 5 years with the Canadian Forces. The application deadline to ROTP is in January for basic officer training in July and admission the following September. Typically, successful applicants enter the Canadian military college system as an officer cadet, where they receive an education that balances academics, leadership, bilingualism and athletics. If the choice of program is not offered, such as nursing, physiotherapy and pharmacy, or the candidate wishes to attend another university, successful applicants would be eligible to apply to any Canadian university where books, lab fees and student fees are covered, and students receive a monthly salary under the Civilian University ROTP. RETP. The Reserve Entry Training Plan is an education the same as the ROTP but is paid for by the student. The students also do not draw a salary, however they are not obligated to 5 years of service after completion. Reserve entry cadets are, however, paid considerably more than the regular ROTP officer cadet salary during their summer training months. They are also entitled to this pay if they attend duty, varsity, away trips. Others UTP-NCM, IBDP, Initial Baccalaureate Degree Program, a baccalaureate program, DCS, Division of Continuing Studies, also available part-time. Selection process. Since an application to ROTP is also an application to the Canadian Military College system, all candidates are assessed against an aptitude test, a medical examination, and an interview. Military potential is an assessment of aptitudes, personality traits, and the choice of occupation. Academic performance is rated based on a student's transcript. Unlike many universities, since a complete transcript is submitted to the selection board, grade 9-11 marks are heavily weighted in a student's application with consideration given to grade 12 marks. Officer cadets are obliged to maintain satisfactory academic and military performance throughout the program. Continuing studies. RMC started a graduate studies program in 1965. The Division of Continuing Studies was established in 1997. The mandate of the RMC Division of Continuing Studies is to make university education available to all members of the Canadian Forces, spouses and DND civilian employees. Canadian Forces and other professional training is recognized for credit towards undergraduate or advanced degrees. Unique degree programs, specially tailored for CF members, include Bachelor of Military Arts and Sciences, Master of Business Administration, Master of Defense Management and Policy, and Master of Arts and PhD in War Studies. Writer-in-Residence. The Royal Military College of Canada launched its Writer-in-Residence program in January 2010 with Stephen Heighton, a novelist and poet, as the first to hold the post. The third person to hold the position of Writer-in-Residence, Dr. Julie Salveson, presented Drama, Imagination, and RMC on 3 April 2012 in Curry Hall. Dr. Julie Salverson, who has presented drama workshops to cadets since the early 1990s, helped facilitate a play about RMC, Shakespeare in Scarlet, in 2012. In the 2013-2014 year, the writer-in-residence was Gorgon Sinclair at the Tragically Hip, who put together a concert on the parade square where cadets, staff and faculty performed for their peers, and both the Trues and the Tragically Hip made unexpected guest appearances to perform for the college reputation. The RMC was named second best research university of the year in the undergraduate category by Research Info Source Inc., which produced Canada's top 50 research universities list in the year 2009. Almost half of the points were awarded based on financial indicators, while the other half was based on research output and impact measures. RMC ranked 34th in the overall rankings. Research and partnerships. In the engineering and science divisions, RMC pursues the following principal areas of research: information technology, communications, microelectronics, environment, energy and energy development, advanced materials engineering, geotechnical engineering, and fluid mechanics and engineering. The RMC Green Team provides internal consultants on environmental issues, water, wastewater, and stormwater management, composting, renewable energy and energy reduction. In the social sciences and humanities divisions, RMC pursues research and activities in military history, political science and international security, peacekeeping and peacemaking, comparative government, international relations and ethical code of conduct in conflict, leadership, and economics. The RMC Center for Security, Armed Forces and Society provides a focus for research conducted within the Faculty of Arts and facilitates communication between the Department of National Defense, other research institutions, scholars and Canadian civil society. In the Department of Applied Military Science, RMC pursues the Land Force Technical Staff Program, the Technical Warrant Officer Program. The Diploma in Military Arts and Sciences provides non-commissioned members of the Canadian Forces an online program made possible by a partnership between Ontario Learn, the RMC, and the Canadian Defence Academy. Under RMC and Community College articulation agreements, all graduates of this diploma program who apply to the RMC will be admitted into the Bachelor of Military Arts and Sciences degree program with advanced standing. Military training. As an RMC cadet, military training begins with a 3-week military introduction held at RMC in the summer prior to first year. Phase 1 of training continues the following summer with the basic military officer qualification at the Canadian Forces Leadership and Recruit School St. John. The cadets will complete between 8 and 11 weeks of training in that one summer if they accredited their 4 weeks of recruit camp. After the completion of BMOQ, those cadets who are not yet bilingual are usually enrolled in a 7-week period of second language training at Canadian Forces Language School, Detachment St. John. The remaining summers are spent completing Phase 2, which are environmental training courses. On-the-job training courses are also available to a number of cadets during the summer periods. During Phases 3 and IV, students take trade-specific training courses. For the most part, military training occurs at locations other than RMC while the college itself focuses on military education. First-year orientation period. First-year orientation period is the most demanding experience for many cadets. FYOP takes place during the first month of the academic year following recruit camp. Recruit camp is a 2-week period of military training prior to entering the college done by all ROTP cadets. FYOP is like Frosh Week at civilian universities, except it lasts 5 weeks and has the first-year cadet under considerably more stress. FYOP begins with the Arch Parade, where the entire first-year class is marched onto college grounds by their FYOP staff consisting of third and fourth years. During the course of FYOP, first-year cadets are required to keep an exceptionally high standard of dress and deportment. They are required to march at all times. Physical training is conducted, with long runs up neighbouring Fort Henry, Ontario Hill a frequent occurrence. Inspections of room standards and dress are conducted daily. For the duration of FYOP, first years are not permitted to leave RMC or receive visitors. Mail and phone calls are allowed but are limited. The culmination of the FYOP is the obstacle course. The obstacle course lasts over 2 hours and consists of 13 obstacles built by each squadron located around the college grounds. Obstacles such as a 12-foot wall and rope bridge are designed to test teamwork and physical fitness of first years. The first-year flights are judged on the time it takes to complete each obstacle. The completion of the obstacle course signals the end of FYOP. Afterwards, first years are given the parade where they are officially welcomed into RMC and join the cadet wing. Cadets are then allowed to see their friends and relatives after 7 weeks, and allowed the freedom to leave college grounds under the condition that they wear their college uniform. When leaving the college grounds, the college uniform worn by the first years is the number 4S. This form of dress consists of dark blue pants with a red stripe down the side and a dark blue tunic. Badges can be put on both arms once earned. The year is also represented on the lower arms by red string. However, first years have 0 red string until their second year. Second-year cadets, in RMC's mentorship program, are paired with first-year cadets to mentor, guide, and influence them. Many of the aspects of the FYOP, including the obstacle course and mentorship program, were developed by the post-war Chesley Committee, led by Brigadier Leonard McCowan Chelsea, OBE, ED. The committee made recommendations about the education and training of officer candidates for the post-war active force. In addition, the committee made recommendations about the provision of French-speaking officers and arrangements for promotion from the ranks. Law. The Military Law Center on the grounds of RMC, staffed with 12 military lawyers, oversees the education of officers and troops in legal matters ranging from the force's own code of conduct to the laws of war. It trains military lawyers and advises Ottawa on matters of policy and doctrine. The center integrates legal education into the regular training that forces members undergo and establishes its growing importance within the military hierarchy. Selected RMC Canada cadets participate in law of armed conflict international competitions each fall with cadets from USAFA, USMA, USNA, and USCGA. Each year, RMC cadets are selected to participate in a competition on the law of armed conflict at the International Institute of Humanitarian Law in San Remo, Italy.